Johannesburg's informal traders have won their court bid to have the city's eviction orders overturned. Thousands of hawkers booted off the streets of the city centre at the end of September, you'll recall. But it seems Johannesburg Metro cops haven't been told about the court order. We're being told that they have arrested several traders who have returned to the streets this afternoon. Wayne Minnaar speaks for the JMPD, joins us here on Newsnight. Mr. Minnaar, good evening to you. Can you confirm that traders have been arrested?
Good evening, Jeremy. Yes, I can confirm that there was an arrest. I can also confirm that an attorney was arrested in the Johannesburg CBD today for obstructing officers in the execution of duty and for inciting traders to act against the officers.
In what respect was she inciting traders, and in what way were they acting against officers, Mr. Minnaar?
Look, the officers were having a mandate to uphold and enforce city bylaws. And when the traders had obstructed the officers, and when the attorney had obstructed the officers, that's when the officers had to act.
In what respect were they obstructing your officers?
The officers have a responsibility to enforce bylaws and to uphold the city bylaws.
You're not answering the question. How were they obstructing?
They were literally stopping officers who had to be impounding goods for contravening of city bylaws.
But they have just been given a court order, Mr. Minnaar, to return to the streets to trade. Were you not in contravention of the constitutional court order yourselves?
Yes, no, look, as far as the court ruling is concerned, the JMPD will be advised by the legal department of the city of Joburg as to whether to enforce bylaws or not to enforce bylaws.
Let me put it to you, Mr. Minnaar, that your officers were actually jumping the gun, that these traders were perfectly entitled to be back on the streets. You hadn't done your job, you hadn't heard about the court order, and you were simply arresting them for what you thought was a flagrant disregard for the law when they in fact were entitled to be there.
No, the officers and the JMPD are aware of the court ruling. However, the JMPD has a legal mandate to uphold and to enforce city bylaws.
But what bylaws were being broken, Mr. Minnaar?
There are a range of bylaws.
Well, give me two of them that were being broken. I'll make your job easy for you.
Okay. The one, trading in an area which is prohibited is a contravention of the bylaw. Secondly, trading in any area that is going to cause congestion is a second contravention of bylaw.
What area were they trading in which could have caused congestion?
The area where they would be trading was the area which was prohibited by traders.
Which area was this, Mr. Minnaar?
In the Johannesburg CBD.
Which area specifically were they arrested in?
No, that I will have to get confirmation of by the senior control.
You sure that your officers, Mr. Minnaar, were simply not being heavy-handed?
No, the officers are definitely not heavy-handed. They will continue with law enforcement activities whilst observing traders until such time they're advised otherwise by the legal department of the city.
But you are aware that a constitutional court ruling earlier today allows them to trade?
Oh, yes, absolutely. However, officers also have a responsibility to enforce the city bylaws.
In case these traders cause congestion?
For any what reason there may be for contravening of such bylaws.
Thank you very much for joining us. Wayne Minnaar speaks for the JMPD with us here on Newsnight.
Know more about your world.
eNCA.com